Welcome to the Karizma Speaks podcast. Karizma delves deep into the heart of the controversy, uncovering truths and voicing opinions on provocative topics, fair use commentary, analytical insights, and a search for justice. This isn't for the faint of heart. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The exposing continues right here on Karizma Speaks. Let's get right into today's topic. Now, people are suspecting Angie Stone's alleged manager, Deborah Champagne, of hiring Lethal Carter, who was the driver in the fatal crash that killed Miss Angie Stone. Now, and I do want to give my condolences out to the family, and I want to just say that this may be too sensitive for some people to talk about, so disclaimer. But let's get right into it. I just have a few points I want to make and give my opinion on the situation. Now, people have told me to watch a man's podcast called Stone Paxton. Apparently, he is an insider within the music industry. He has been working with some big artists behind the scenes. And I believe he was a part of a band that was associated with Rick James. So he came out on YouTube to talk about Miss Angie Stone, and he revealed that he was working to get her a Las Vegas residency, and somehow he actually ended up working with her to locate her royalties. Days after Angie Stone passed away, Deborah Champagne was partying with men. She was at a party, and she posted this photo of her smoking a cigar and partying with the man with his shirt unbuttoned and opened, just days after Angie Stone's fatal car accident. And I just found this so odd because I am an independent journalist. I am a blogger. I am a content creator. This is my job. I'm supposed to get the most accurate information regarding Angie Stone, who her manager was at the time of her fatal accident. And a lot of articles were saying Deborah Champagne's name. They were saying Deborah Champagne said that she was headed to Baltimore to do a performance for a college halftime show, a college basketball halftime show, the CIAA tournament. Other reports mention her as well. So she allegedly was one of the first people of contact, the first points of contact when this initially happened, when the news initially broke. She was the one who jumped up and said all these details. She said who the van flipped and all this stuff. And I'm just like, wait, was she there? Because if she wasn't there, where are you getting this information from? So it just seemed like everybody heard something through the grapevine, and the people who were actually there are not speaking up, but everyone else who wasn't there seemed to be talking. And so this really just sparked my curiosity to go and look into Deborah Champagne a little bit more, because it wasn't too much information after that. It's like she just disappeared. And then after, a few other stories broke and this and that, then they were telling us on Angie Stone's page to contact Cornerstone Management. And everybody's like, well, who's Cornerstone Management? When I was watching the man's podcast, Stone Paxton, he said that Cornerstone Management was a made up management company that Angie's team made up. Like, it's not official. It hasn't had any experience in the industry as an entity. It literally just surfaced. And I don't know who's behind this management team, but this is the actual team that I've been in communication with and attempted to do the right thing by going directly to the source, right? They said contact them for details about the memorial, contact them for inquiries about Angie Stone and this and that. So I have been in communication with them, and honestly, my experience have not been the best. They have come off as very rude, disrespectful, and especially dismissive. And it's very sad because Angie literally put her fans first. And in some cases, even her personal life clashed with her public life because she cherished both her fame and her private life. So it's just really sad how all these people started to come out, and now you're partying, you're dancing with men and smoking cigars with men. And this is just days after Angie Stone passed away. This is just giving very unprofessional. So now people are suspecting Miss Deborah Champagne and someone else who has been unnamed, allegedly, of hiring the band and the driver and renting the Benz Sprinter. All this stuff that is now under investigation by the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency and forensics team. So I want to read a few notes here, and then I'm going to wrap it up. This has to do with Miss Deborah Champagne posts. Her social media posts were very odd because she did not post her condolences to Angie Stone. She did not post an official tribute to Angie Stone. She didn't really mention Angie Stone, except she posted herself and a group of people with Angie. And in that post, she said, "Do you see her? Do you see me?" That was on March 6th. She also posted something else talking about grifters and scavengers. So I want to go ahead and just read those posts for y'all. And I want you to tell me what you think about those posts. Do you think it's professional? Do you think she was fighting with someone in Angie Stone's immediate team who goes by the Cornerstone management team? So this is what she said in that post on March 6th. She says, social media has created a tremendous amount of monsters, conspiracy theorists, and simply people who just don't have enough to do with their lives. They make up BS and spread lies while running their mouths about things they have not verified or vetted. Thank God I'm a strong person, because ignoring these ninja idiots is the best thing we can do! Exclamation point. Hashtag get a life. I found that very interesting just days after Angie Stone's funeral. It's like, why do you have this negative or toxic type of energy? I'm not sure if anyone's accusing her of not being her manager, accusing her of not being as close to Angie as she was supposed to. But our question is, if you were the manager, and whoever's the manager, who scheduled the logistics? Who scheduled the van to go from point A, which was the ball, her performance at the Grand Marshal's ball, to point B, which was supposed to be in Baltimore? And there was supposed to be a stop in Atlanta, allegedly, according to some reports, in order to fly to Baltimore. So who scheduled all this stuff? Who scheduled the band? Who hired Lethal Carter? Who hired the band? Who hired all the people around her? Who rented the Benz Sprinter? Whose name is it under? Who paid for it? Who did Angie pay? Who was in Angie's pockets? All these questions are relevant. And all these questions seem to not be getting an answer. Now, as far as who the management was, we don't even really know, because it was a man at the funeral who said he was Angie's manager. Deborah Champagne claimed to be Angie's manager. And now Stone Paxton claims that his brother was Angie's manager and that she signed a contract with them that the family allegedly and Cornerstone management is denying. So I don't know what's going on in this. I don't know who hired Lethal. I don't know who's going to take responsibility. But all I know is that she put some really questionable posts. For example, here's another post that happened around the same, actually days after March 6th, on March 9th. The sooner you learn your presence is a privilege, the less nonsense you'll be willing to put up with. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this, okay? And I will see y'all on the next video, because this is very interesting.